What is going on, folk? It's NimbleThor here, and welcome back to my mobile gaming quest, where today we are checking out Keep the Castle, which is a castle defense game from all the way back in 2017 that has recently received a few updates, so I figured that we would take a look at it here today to see if it's still relevant here in 2019. So simply put, we defend our castle in an endless series of quick stages. As you guys can see, they end typically in less than 20 seconds or so, and we do that by tapping and holding the screen to attack with our main character, and then we build up a defense of mercenaries that will help us defend each of the 5 lanes leading up to our castle. Now, of course, we can also upgrade our wall, our castle wall here. That's very important to do as well, but I, for now, just want to go in and upgrade these mercenaries even more, because I have heard a little tip from a professional player. Well, I don't know about professional player, but at least someone who has played the game quite a bit, and they told me, NimbleThor, you have to go in there and upgrade these mercenaries quite a bit, because if you do that enough, eventually the game will nearly be able to play itself, and your main character will become sort of just a supporting role, instead of being the one that deals the majority of the damage. So that sounded pretty enticing to me, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and give a try right now. We're operating these one at a time. We can operate them 5 times, wait, 10 times at a time though. So I want to do that for... Who do I want to do that for? For Canny, let's upgrade him 10 times. And Pole up here. Wait, we don't have enough for that. Okay, we have to go back to upgrading only once. But at least one of our heroes is now level 25. So I guess that's a good way of testing how much damage they will actually be able to deal. Now, we can also open up new slots for mercenaries, but that is going to cost some of the premium currency in this game. Sadly, this does make the game seem to be somewhat pay to win, and I'm sure it is pay to win, because if you spend money on the game, you will certainly win the game. So in that very literal sense of the word, yes, this game is certainly pay to win. But with that said though, and there's a very important caveat, which is that older players are saying that you can very easily compete in this game, and you're gonna get plenty of premium currency for absolutely free. So you just have to wait, you just have to hang in there, you just have to keep operating your mercenaries, keep going back there into the practice mode, which is where we're fighting easier monsters to get some very small amounts of gold, and with those very small amounts of gold, you will eventually be able to operate your characters so much that you can continue to the next stages. So I want to show you guys the different shops though. First of all, we have the Traveler's Hub over here, where we can hire new mercenaries. Obviously, we don't really have room for any more mercenaries right now though, and I'm not really looking to replace any of the existing ones because I've upgraded them so much, so that is rather irrelevant for now. We also have the Magic Shop down here, where we can watch an advertisement to get a small boost, a 100% XP boost or a 100% gold drop boost from monsters, and they last for 5 minutes. We can watch an advertisement to get those, and in here we can pay premium currency once again to get a free relic. And all of these relics will give us some sort of permanent stat boost, such as the power necklace right here, which decreases the hero's skill cooldown. So those are kind of useful to buy as well, but they are not really necessary. Now, apart from that, whenever our hero levels up, we can go in here and spend some of these ability points to get more gold from monsters, to increase the amount of experience points we get, and so on and so on. So that's about it for the different things we want to go back in and upgrade every once and again whenever we have enough gold or premium currency. And when we're not doing that, we of course just want to continue in these endless stages here. Now, the game does require us to be online, which is kind of a weird drawback of the game, but many games of course require online access to prevent cheaters, which I think is why this game requires us to be online at all times. So I'll let that one slip. But one thing is for sure though, if you choose to watch these advertisements, you guys can see here on the left side, we have the option of watching one. We're gonna get a ton of gold very, very quickly. So if you can live with watching an advertisement every now and again, that's a good little tip to get a ton of gold in this game very, very quickly. Now, does that ruin this game? I think for some people it actually will ruin it, because some of you certainly don't want to watch advertisements whatsoever. But to you guys, I just want to say that I've gotten to stage 34 right now without watching a single advertisement in this game, and I'm doing just fine. As you guys can see, I've only had to replay older levels a tiny bit, but most of the time I've actually been, you know, it's been pretty easy sailing. I've actually been able to continue through these many stages here pretty much without too many issues, at least so far. Another thing that we can spend our gold on though is to go in here and upgrade both passive skills and active skills for our main hero. So for example, I'm using the special skill quite a bit, so I want to upgrade that one for sure. I also want to upgrade this active skill here because I use that one quite a bit as well. Some of these other ones include piercing rate increase by 2. This one is gonna hit enemies and push them back for 1 second, just 1 second though. So that's why I haven't really upgraded it too much, because it's only a single second. I don't really find the value of that too high, high, so typically I would want to spend my gold instead on upgrading the characters in here. And you guys can see that we've actually gotten quite a bit of gold since we started this video already, so we can now go in and upgrade these guys even further. But if you really love the active gameplay element though, definitely go in and make sure to upgrade these skills as often and as much as you can, because they are going to make a huge difference, especially the passive skills up here. I actually want to upgrade this one here quite a bit more to just get some extra damage, and maybe this one here as well, because it increases the attack speed, which I think over time is going to be one of the main advantages to your main hero, is that we can increase the attack speed. I will say this though, something I feel like this game is certainly missing is some sort of interaction between the different characters. I mean, wouldn't it be so great if you could have a cleric, for example, that has the ability of healing your other characters instead of just you waiting for them to die and they can't really recover HP in any meaningful way? But it doesn't look like we have those types of different classes. We only have mercenaries with different types of weapons, and so far it looks like we only have sword and shield, we have a spear, and then we have bows over here. But I feel like having classes would certainly make the game so much more interesting. So fingers crossed, hopefully that is some of what the developer is said to be working on, and maybe, with a bit of luck, we'll receive an update with that content. I don't know if they're even ever gonna add that to the game though, but I just can't help but think that it would make the game so much more fun. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you like these types of games, by the way, you may also want to check out Dungeon Defense, which is another game I played here on the channel, or even Grow Castle, both of which have somewhat similar gameplay elements, and I've played both of them right here on the channel. Now, the main difference between those games and then this game, Keep the Castle, is that in Keep the Castle, there's an active gameplay element. We have a hero that we control, that we move around, that we shoot with, that we upgrade, and so on and so on. And so that's what for some people will make this game a bit more enticing, I think. But let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. What do you think about this game? Do you think it'll become too repetitive later on? Or does it already seem too repetitive just after having watched this single video on the game? The potential repetitiveness is certainly one of my concerns, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And now, it's time for the mobile gaming... Oh, we're getting wrecked here. But it's time for the mobile gaming news of the day, which is that $1 billion has now been pledged in total to games on Kickstarter. That's 17,000 games that have been backed by over 3.2 million people. Now, interestingly, that's nearly $300 per backer, at least if my math is correct, on average $300, which means that some people must really have pledged a lot of money to some of these campaigns in order for the average amount to be $300 because I do imagine that most people probably don't spend $300 on a Kickstarter project. Now, my Kickstarter history actually goes all the way back to 2012 or 2013, where I backed the Ouya Android-based gaming console. That was way back in the day, but have you guys supported anything on Kickstarter? And if so, what has your experiences been with those projects or those games or whatever they were? Let me know in the comment section down below. And with that said, let's round it up here. So until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.